Hello, and a wonderful good day to everybody. Evening, whatever time of the day it might be at your place. We're going to play some Erannorth today, and this stream is going to be the first part of my Halloween contribution for the Halloween contest. And I have just whipped up something very uncreative. I'm just going to go to some playthrough, and I figured that we're going to build up a very uncreative Halloween character. So, enough about that. I was going over these classes and it was quite hard. There are not too many Halloweeny classes here. So, I got stuck with the witch, but while I was looking for that, I was almost picking up something very, very classy, but then I got caught by the weird cat. So a weird cat witch is something that I just wanted to play, and that's going to be my contribution for the Halloween contest, or my attempt to save it. Because right now, as I have seen, there are not too many contribution. And that's quite sad. This game does not deserve to be hidden in a shelf there. So play it. Compete with my wacky witch, please. So we're going to play with the Canticum Noctum there. Aikichi, welcome. Happy to see you. Yeah, we're going to play a weird cat witch. Yeah, that's the plan. So, because I was really pondering, should I play a vampire or a ghost or whatever, but I don't know. This felt like the least obvious combination that I found. I challenge everybody to a duel to find something even more wacky. But I was very tempted. I hope Raven does do this Halloween contest thing more often, and I hope that somebody will add into the competition as well, because it's a fun idea. There's a lot of cool concepts that you could be playing there. Alone with the undead species, you have vampires, you have revenants. Now, well, that counts as a zombie. To me at least, but we're going to go for that. Enough of that. I just wanted to advertise this wonderful little competition there. You never expected Weird Cat from me. That's what I wanted to hear. So, for the background, what are we going to pick? Cattle rancher. No. Botanist would be pretty whack because the witch does come with herbalism, so would give us some benefits. Whenever I play a herbalism card, I gain HP. Wild child. Well, you were raised by wild dogs. I wish I could change that to cats. Damn it. That would be pretty good. But, rat catcher. Yeah, well, no. Whenever you play a dire rat card, add a dire rat card to your draw pile. Yeah. Memories from past life. Recommended for new players. Aww. That's a cool thing. I feel like this list has grown since the last time I've played that. Broken Coven. Your sisters are all dead. Alright. The Inquisition is still on your trail, and your coven is broken. Alright. Why not? I mean, that sounds like fun. So, fortune teller. So we finally have backgrounds that are linked to certain character classes. I love it. So I'm going to go for the Broken Coven because you know that just figures. I know that I'm canceling out Coven actions here, but we just do that another time. No biggie. All right. So as the witch that we're playing, we got way too many skills here. As you see, we just got way too much stuff going on. Don't like that. So let's check this out. I'd be really down for Affliction. Affliction is a lot of fun. There's a lot of goodies in there, and various ways to deal damage. So Affliction comes as slashing and as acid. Let's see. Are there other things? Not really. Alright. So, slashing and acid. Let's see. Shapeshift. What does that tree provide? Slashing damage yet again. Rat form. Wolf form, yeah, well. We're rocking the weird cat. So it comes with slashing as well, as far as I say. Pretty useful, I guess. But well, this is just shape-shifting. So if I would be looking for other forms, this would be the tree to go. But we're actually not that deep inclined, so I can mostly ignore that. Great. Natural weapons. Let's check this out. I really don't know how the distribution there is, Akashi. That's an interesting question. As far as I'm concerned, I would have said that it's entirely random, but I have no clue, actually. It's an interesting question. So, here, I guess, it's a lot about slashing damage yet again, isn't it? Yeah. Bludgeoning comes into play as well, but I think as far as weird cat things go, I don't think that we're going to go deep. We're going to go for anything else. But also, I realize that there is not too much meat on the bone here, so not really worth investing all my points into that. What up with herbalism? So herbalism is wacky. You get all these plant cards, and they have limited uses. And they always empower your next action. As you see here, they always come with this blue arrow thing. That means whenever you play one of these herbs, you empower your next action with these things. And it's extremely versatile. There's so much versatility to it that it will give you an aneurysm when you try to play with it. So basically there's a plant for every use. But since you don't really... hard to control what kind of plants you get, you really have to improvise a lot. So, well, what about esotericism? What's in the box there? So, esotericism, we see bewitching, pretty useful. Vulnerability, freeze, yeah, definitely a road we will pick up there. Bewitch, freeze, so... Witchcraft, esotericism will be my source of crowd control, I think. What up witchcraft? So, witchcraft is bewitching, festering. So, I think we're not going to use our shapeshifter class too much, skill-wise, that is. I do like the things that pop up here as well. Here, another source of damage shows up, and that's astral damage. Beyond that, we have bewitch effects, we have enemy destruction, envy, that's a new effect that I need to check out. Astral damage for every hit point that I'm missing. Interesting. Huh. Not really my favorite cup of tea, but this can be extremely powerful. You can spike a lot of damage with that. Alright, but beyond that, well, it's hard to find a common denominator here. It looks like witchcraft is extremely widespread, and here there's a lot of meat to the bone. Look at that, how many cards. Holy crap. Alright. Good, and then there's performing. No, we're not going to be the performing black cat. No, just no. Shapeshifter skills I find are somewhat weak. Yeah, I agree, Akashi. Hey, Lazel, welcome. Although, what we got there is pretty neat. I'm going to go over our cards before we tinker out the character deeper. So, we got one card I really love to see here, Sixth Sense. It's a draw card, defend retribution, one trick. It's going to be extremely useful during the early part of the game. As you see, it can level up to a pretty decent part. Pretty decent level. It's pretty cool. It's defense, and it doesn't really cost me anything. Except for an action point, but that's okay. The blend-in, though, is entirely useless for me. It comes with stealth tree. I don't play with stealth this run, so we're going to remove that card entirely. Although I gotta say, a +3 on sneak attack is... much. Very much. Especially early game. So you can burst it a lot with that. Beyond that, we have a high agility bonus. I love that. This is good for reaction points. Strength, well, and intellect, pretty cool. We gain more concealment out of actions. That's, again, not really useful. Most of these things I just picked up for the fluff. So, we're playing a Dark Witch. That's the affliction-focused witch type. Because I figured, you know, Halloween witch at the bubbling green cauldron, you know, that's as close as it went. You know, where the Halloween witch certainly doesn't brew anything healthy in her cauldron. Don't you agree, guys? What stats are we focusing as a werecat? Well, we're building towards a witch and not towards the werecat. The werecat is just the you know, the gimmick that my witch is its own familiar. I like that idea. So what do we have here? Blisters, venom, bleed, and a discard triggers festering. So we envenom the enemy, we make the enemy bleed, and if I remember correctly, festering interacts with a bleeding enemy and increases a crap ton of venom stacks. It's pretty simple. As you see here, venom is 3 HP worth and bleed is only 1 HP worth. So venom is a lot stronger. So you can use this card to make somebody bleed and be envenomed, and if you toss it away while you're aiming at somebody who's already bleeding, you're envenoming him hard, because I think that's 5 stacks, if I see that correctly. You can only level that up once, sadly. And enfeeblement, I also like that a lot. So you weaken the enemy, which is good on all its own right. And crippling is pretty cool too, because crippling is weakening and damage, basically. Pretty simple. There's a lot of damage mitigation in there. So let's check out our starting cards. So Patch Wounds is pretty amazing. We have a free healing spell from the get-go. Find Familiar, well, maybe I shouldn't, who knows, but nah, we're going to play with that. So you can have Familiar, of course, Command Familiar, so you can play along with that thing. Rule of 3, so this is a pretty complicated spell. So it does deal 3 AoE per turn. Oh no, no. Hell? You shouldn't be playing that at all. You should just keep it on your hand to deal AoE. I don't get the triple 99% thing. I wonder if this triggers also on the Unravel effect. Whatever, it's just dealing AoE as long as you keep it on your hand. A pretty weird card. Very, very weird. Not levelable too. Well, we'll try that out. Astral Missile, well, my god, what can I say? It's pretty simple. It's a low amount of damage. It deals vulnerability. It's just what you start with. Channel Ether empowers your really measly astral missiles. Amplifies astral damage and gives 1 extra boost. Jinx, vulnerability, weaken, defend, and we can make it a bleeding effect. Nice. Blood Hex, bleeding, festering. So, yeah. Festering. Ah, no, you only give 1 envenomed counter. Okay. So more damage over time. We have a lot of damage over time. Hypnotize is just outright amazing. It's dual disable, stun, and bewitch in one thing. Well, usually, Alazel, if that would be the case, that spell would have a blue arrow on it. If it would be influencing the next spell, and you have this little blue arrow thing on it. So I'm not quite sure what exactly that's supposed to be. We're going to try it out. So, aura reading. We get to draw a card, we get to make our enemy vulnerable, and can lower the enemy's resistances. Pretty useful. And read the cards. Strain -1, and it's a gambit if we have defense and clairvoyance, damage up for the next action, or the next action gets XP. Well, I don't know. I've never been a big fan of these gambit cards. Alright, but let's check this out, what we're going to do attribute-wise. So, strength influences only slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing, so strength ain't that important. Funny enough, agility influences acid damage in a major way. And that's where the Weird Cat is a surprise blend into the Dark Witch, because affliction damage, the affliction school features a lot of acid damage, so the agility comes in actually quite handy. So willpower is for the other thingies here. Astral and acid, intellect, and charisma for astral damage. So we're going to focus agility and intellect and charisma as our main skills. That's a very, very fair argument, Aikachi. I really gotta say, with the these XP giving cards are a little bit underwhelming. I really agree with you. So let's check it out. I'm going to get the so that's +1 acid affinity and +1 AP. We haven't increased our AP per turn yet. That's, if I remember correctly, mostly willpower. Willpower is a little bit of an ungrateful little thing here, but 1 point gives me 1 AP more and 1 AP per turn more. That's okay. So let's see Astral and Acid. I want to see, can I get another breakpoint here? Not yet. Charisma? Well, also no. So we're not going to fiddle around the stats even more. No thanks. I want an extra point on Affliction, because that's going to be... We've just decided our main schools. Affliction, Esotericism are going to be the main backbone. Witchcraft, well, a little bit. And I don't think we're going to use deeper skill points into shapeshifting or natural weapons, but it will be useful at the beginning of the game nevertheless. Alright, what do we have here? Requirements. Broken Coven. We get even a own set of gear for that. We start on out with an Imp. Oh, that's a unique familiar. We can draw a card. Imp's Trickery, and can attack for an enemy. Burn. Draw one, burn one, resolve, and has a morph. Okay. Pretty cool. Alright. Witch Cauldron! Yes! Yes. Effigy of Pain. Oh, that's pretty cool, although we don't have much benefit out of that because my skill is very low. Intense. What's intense again? I think it's adding in pure damage, deal intense damage, yeah. That's armor, ignore, ring damage. Alright, Witch's Gear. Got that. So... Well, I will not play the usual difficulty level for this one. I wanted to point that out later, but we're going to play Pariah this time. Because I'm done with the easy difficulties, so here we go. That's the best portrait I've found in my collection. I'm a little bit sad. I wish I would have had a better thing there. So Pariah, the main difference there is so let's check it out. First off, all towns are locked from the get-go. Towns only sell up to expertise 5 and nothing higher, so everything better we need to acquire. So keep only your first 3 cards. So compared to the regular vanilla different difficulty here, I don't know if you check that out. 3 to 4 and 4 to 6. Positive resistances are modified. Here we have a little bit of a modificator. But this is overall not that much harder than the usual game rules. You mostly have... Oh, you can change the ambush rules there too. Interesting. the gist of it is the biggest difficulties are a little bit higher resistances on the enemies, and you don't get to shop in the town right from the start, and that's pretty hard in its own regard. So let's go. Alrighty. Oh, I got meat. My rations look like meat. Yum. Alright. So you also don't start with enough perk points to get yourself a start in your faction. It's also a pretty big bounce in difficulty, because you know these are really useful things, and you really notice if you don't have them. I know what I'm talking about. So, find familiar, we're not going to do that because our character starts with his own familiar. So, this card ain't interesting for me. Let's see, blisters, I want more blisters. Shapeshift, the interesting thing about the Werecat form is that we gain a passive regeneration in that form. So shapeshifting is quite vital, or useful at least. I don't know how hard I want to rely on the astral missiles. Well, 3 to 7 damage, oh hell yeah, alright. They are now way better than before. Blood Hex, yes please. Jinx, yes please. Patch Wounds, yes please. Enfeeblement, well I don't know. Blend In goes entirely. Sixth Sense I'm going to keep. And, well, we're at 29 cards. I think 30 cards are a healthy amount. Channel Ether sounds like a great thing to have. Read the cards, can't say goodbye. I don't like that, like I said. Strain -1 is pretty cool, yes. But 2 action point cost cards are damn costly right early on. That's why Aura Reading can go away as well. 3 action points, the rewards are not high enough for that. I'm rather going to take Effigy of Pain. This is a nice amount of damage for 3 action points, and it'll make the next spell even hit harder. Way better. We really have to pack in some punching power, because my experience with this game is that very early on, your deck always lacks one thing, and that's punching power. Alright, let's go. Let's see our first adventures in Riverpine. Okay, Leyline Aversion against acid damage. Luckily, I don't have many acid cards on my hand. So, HP regen measure early game. Well, play a race that has an easy access to that. That's the best way. Either a class or a race. For example, this one is a very good example. The entirety of these weir races are extremely good at regenerating. Good example also are the Nephilim, or as you see there, I have, due to the fact that I'm a witch, access to a healing card. So these are things that are helping. Alright, so let's see. It's a dangerous world. Oh, esotericism. Their spirit still lingers. So, oh, that's I didn't want. That's something I didn't want to do. Because actually we're role-playing an evil witch here, so I didn't mean to put that spirit to rest. I'm very sorry. So, Dusty Grimoire, sometimes you don't get anything out of these.
This is terrible.
Yeah, so, or get first meeting with a local Galderock. It's also worth mentioning that we don't have any gear. That sucks. But, well, let's see how well this will work. 3 people attacking me this turn. We can stun one. Well, let's do the Sixth Sense first. So, I have one stun open. The worst of the bunch will get a stun in their face. I'm going to discard the patch wounds so I get more cards next turn. And we're going to debuff that guy. And I'm going to have to eat 2 attacks in the first turn of cards. That sucks. So, yeah, but karma points, you see them here in your character. By the way, there's a fair chance that I have to restart this run. I'm not sure if I'm going to crack it in the first attempt. Sometimes I just don't. Alright, we got this guy down, and let's kill that fella. Almost. Well, alright. I do expect to reset this dungeon, so it's okay if I just win one fight and then I'm going to run away. Or, well, running away doesn't really help that much. Alright, draw a card, gain some defenses. We don't rock any disables here, so let's just clap that thing. And ending the turn like that. Boom. Losing a bit of HP, but dealing AoE. Alright, so I have one disable available. That's great. So, shapeshift. Okay, I don't feel like my feminine self anymore, but that's okay.
Oh no!
Oh crap. Alright, that's most likely going to kill us. So greater pounce, or pounce, that's something we have in our disposal as the Weircat. Let's see if we're able to survive that somehow. I find that highly unlikely, but we'll see that, because we now have to fight level 2 enemies, which sucks big time. Alright, finally got my imp. Okay, so being a cat also gives me a permanent access to a disable, which is extremely good. So, let's see, Imp's Trickery gives me another card. Alright, let's see, this guy will die from a negative status. Start to go under control again. So the shapeshift is really important for me. Alright. I'm frankly surprised that I survived, but not in a negative way. Alright, well, let's go for the next room. Have a rest there then. Alright, a wooden chest that we can't pick up. So, gather our wood. And I don't feel tired yet, alright. Then we're going to go for more wood gathering. The thing here is, I cannot go back to town, because if I would, there would be nobody, there would be no option for me to rest up. So, let's see, gather fruits, I'll lose action points. I don't feel tired yet, are you kidding me? Why are you not feeling tired yet? Dang it, that's really bad. No. Alright, so, I just, messed myself up. Alright, I thought I could sleep whenever I want to, but obviously the daytime is also of importance. Alright, that's bad. That's probably gonna kill me. So, let's disable that sucker. And, here, alright. This guy's defenses are, or attack is already pretty low. Oh yeah, so more cards. Let's see. I only took 3 damage out of that. Here, 5. Pretty rough. Yeah, the imp is amazing. I like him. So, got a shapeshift. That's great. So, alright. Punched these 2 guys into the point where they just want to be concealed. That's pretty important. So, I got my pounce. That means I'm able to kill off somebody. We got channel ether. Kill off. Stun here. There we go. So, let's do this. And don't kill this guy. Alright, great. I'm afraid that there will be now reinforcements because I'm taking too long to kill these guys. But we'll see about that. Alright, so this guy is taken down. Command familiar. Target familiar ally. My familiar is down. Choose from up to 2 witchcraft cards. Yeah, why not? Alright, I want to give this guy as much damage as possible. Hector's Teachings. Yeah, great. Just what I don't need right now. So I bet that this is now reinforcement point.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's talking about the voice line. Why was I not meeting its requirements? I am confused. Alright. So, yeah. I kind of thought that this would be my killing blow when I wasn't able to sleep there. Well, it's not unfamiliar. I'm quite familiar with this effect that when I play on higher difficulties, getting into the first dungeon and surviving the first few fights is always one of the hardest things. I often find the starting decks extremely lacking, like extremely lacking. So few options to actually get your character into motion. That's something that I don't stumble into for the first time, but whatever. So why the hell was this guy actually running out in the first place? Oh, he only has one use. Hey Void, welcome. Yeah, we're trying to get a cat witch going. Ain't as easy as it sounds. Went over to a harder difficulty, and the problem with the harder difficulty is in the first place that you have a lot less options to hurt, to shop for ways to hurt the enemy early on. That's really bothersome. Find the options for damage very lacking. So Channel Ether was very underwhelming overall. Effigy of Pain was pretty good. So I just have to survive long enough to get some damaging stuff. The background that I chose also has not too many equipment cards. So oh yeah, Ash, hi there. I didn't even notice you coming in. Well, I don't know why that familiar was gone in the first place. So let's see if we can whip these guys down. How they down. Alright, Patch Wounds is pretty useless in this turn, but it's going to be useful in the next turn. Luckily, Weakness has one big advantage. The enemies suffering from it are extremely low profile damage dealing wise, but alright, I got burst down on the first turn. Good job. I love it. Pariah has a pretty rough start, and I wonder if the starting cards of mine are even really compatible in that regard, but that was a pretty rough start, wasn't it? But I've been there, done that. I know that this works after a while, don't worry. We're just seeing minor turbulences at the beginning of the game. Nothing to be too worried about. Hey Camera, welcome. So, let's see. Just sucks that I have to adapt my my deck every time when I die. I guess I could possibly save it, I don't know. Well, more Astral Missile, more Jinx, more Imp, more Patch Wounds. No Blend In, because Sneak Attack ain't anything we're going to use here. Channel Ether was out. Read the Cards was out. Although it's a defense mechanic, probably should use that, but no. It's just too costly for what it does. So, wait a sec. what does the witch... Oh, never mind. Oh, I cannot even use Effigy of Pain because my skill ain't high enough. Crap. So I either have a 5th card on my hand, or I can use the Effigy of Pain. Well, maybe we're going to find something of use here. Omen. Damage. Discard, draw 1, no thanks. Weakening Touch, pretty useful. Unwilling Transformation, Shapeshift to Weircat. No thanks. Although the claw attacks sound pretty tasty, but Weakening Touch is exactly what I want to have. We're not burying any corpses. I'm an evil Halloween witch. So, let's see. I'm gonna crack up the Shapeshift right away. So I get to start with the pounce. Brr, command familiar. Well, so let's do this. Alright. This is a pretty nice group of enemies. They don't feature too much sources of damage, so we get to start here quite finely. Call of the Night. It ain't night. I don't want to go for that one because I run a Infamiliar, thank you. Why is there still aura reading in my deck? I don't know, I don't care. We're going to use it now. So let's aim on grabs. And we're going to have a fit of massive bad luck. Alright. So grabs will get that stun. And we're going to unload our damage over time bomb here. So these dudes are stealing that what little money I got in my pocket, but honestly, I don't give a damn about the money because I don't really have any use for it. So Frost Touch is that one thing you are never allowed to let these people get through with it. So let's see if what Rule of the 3 does. Nothing. If you just play it, it does nothing except for costing you HP. Alright, so this card is really just meant to be staying on your hand and then it explodes at the end of the turn. Delayed damage, whatever. I just wanted to see if it does anything that I didn't notice in the first place. So whatever, we want to kill off this guy ASAP. So it's a great thing how few ways of dealing damage I have here in my hand. So here, Blood Eggs. Okay, he's now going into attack mode. Great. I did that well, didn't I? So I really don't have enough ways to hurt my enemies, and that's really sucking hard. Because that means that we get into reinforcement mode way too often for that very early stage of the game that I'm in. And it really sucks. Because that really means we're going to be constantly in trouble. But well, such is life, obviously. Because it's about time to see reinforcements already now. I think I have, if I'm lucky, one more turn, but that's it. So Command Familiar looks like a great useless skill, all in all. Entirely useless. So, let's see. I can discard this thing to deal damage with it, can I? But, yeah. My ways of dealing damage are way too limited. Way too limited.
Oh no!
Ah, where I go? Here it is. Cast a spell that adds something to the next action, then you cast Rule of 3. What? I still don't get it. The spell doesn't do anything, according to what I understand. I really don't get what the spell's supposed to do if you cast it. It just has triple 99%, but triple 99% what? Doesn't have any effect except for losing HP. Didn't really get it, but it'll obviously make more sense later, you say. That's great to know. We'll see when we get there. Now I have to survive this this crappy situation that I'm in. Well, luckily these guys are not posing any bigger threat. So that's one good side of it. But yeah, now I start to get it, but gotta say this is I don't know. I don't feel like this is a card that should be in your starting deck. Don't you guys agree? I start to understand what the thing is, but seriously, starting deck? I can't really think of many ways of that being a good thing in my starting situation, or am I missing a point? Alright, so let's see. Well, not gonna use aura reading this turn. I'm rather going to toss it away, because, you know, I don't need it. Yeah. It's about these blue arrow thingies. You can attach these to the Rule of the Three card, but I really disagree with that being a starter card. Because that's just way too around the corner for being useful at the beginning of your deck. Because I'm not sure you have a chance to triple the damage, you know? It's important that you attach something that deals damage to the Rule of the Three. Otherwise, that triple 99% won't do anything. It ain't multicast. It's triple. So it's only tripling damage. So this card is way too complicated and too wacky to be a good starting thing. Have you ever tried psychedelics? Hi there, Maxwell. I think that's a very personal question to ask, and why are you asking that in the first place? I'm not willing to answer that. What the hell? What a way to bust into a conversation. Did you ever do drugs? Come on, man, what's up? Alright, let's see if we can take that guy. That's a good way to say yes. So, take that as you want, because you're obviously taking your answer as you want to say. But you'd be surprised about the fact that you're wrong. Never did any psychedelics in my life. I'm sorry if that's now shattering your image. So, but it's damn rude, man. Doesn't it's nothing that you should just ask somebody out of the blue. In many countries, it is even criminal, you know. So, but whatever. So I think I just delayed the fight long enough to get into the next level of reinforcements, and that's now level 3 enemies. I really don't like that mechanic, but whatever. I'm going to die now, I guess. It's quite tragic. But this character is pretty good at delaying the pain there. No problem, man. I'm not really offended, I just know that people could feel offended. That's all I'm trying to say. So, I'm quite afraid that this fight will be most likely the end of War Witch. But the thing here is, I see potential. I really do see potential, because alright, use a steer of 1. Why, actually? I didn't cast it in the first place. Do I need to recharge it before I can use it? Why was I able to use it in the last run? Ugh, this game's always so confusing. Even if you feel like you're knowing what you're doing, it still does that to you. Don't you worry, guys. So, we got a pounce, we got a hypnotize, and I only got enough points to use either of these, so it's important. Yeah, I'm frankly surprised myself that I'm still alive. I expected to bite the dust way faster, but I don't know, if they don't get another round of reinforcements, we're actually going to win this turn. Hey, take that, chances. Suck on that. So, you see, the assortment of cards can't be that bad. It just takes way too long. Alrighty, so let's see. But thanks, guys, for helping me out how to understand that rule of the three. I'm going to demonstrate it later to all of those who are still... What? So, Tribal Talisman. Now, that's pretty cool. It gives me an innate defense. Costs me 2, though. Well, costly. Damn it. Way too costly. And Adventurous Cape, we are not rocking survival. That actually would be pretty cool. Whenever you play a melody this turn, ooh, pretty. Yeah, well, why not? It's not really getting me, giving me that huge advantage that I would wish for, but it's certainly better having these than not having these. Although the Tribal Talisman is a real bummer. Almost not worth picking it up. The bonus on Shapeshifter allies is the real power of that thing. Yeah, well. Beyond that, it's, no. I don't want to take that. I feel like it's a trap. Attracting me into investing my points into something where I don't feel like that. Yeah, I think I need to go for Find Familiar next time too. I just thought that the imp would be ready served, you know. For some reason, he doesn't work like that. He ain't got any charges. He ain't got any charges, so we got to do this like that. Alrighty, so we got the old man crew again. So... Aura reading. There we go. Pretty sucky ways of dealing damage there. Yeah, but it's 2 action points. That's the problem. With the talisman, you're right about that, but it's still 2 frickin' action points, you know? That's just way too much for me to pay right now. So, I don't like these guys planning to frost touch me, so I really need to stop that somehow. Because Frost Touch is really devastating in my current situation. Oh, crap. Alright, we cannot avert it, obviously. Frost Touch is killing your action points, and you don't want to have that. You know? It's just annoys me. Here, PC loses 1 HP and 3 AP per counter. Suck on that. Action points are, in the early game, your most vital resource. I never like it when somebody hampers around with these. But check this out, they might be attacking me here, but their attack damage is damn low by now. Alright, we might be actually beating this guy here this turn already. Bam! Look at us killing enemies before they get crap tons of reinforcements. Hell yeah. Way to go. So, Scourge, Weave, oh yeah. Now, why don't I get to start with something like that in my starting deck? Come on, game. So, I only get to choose 1 card. That's the tricky thing, but I don't think it'll get much better than that. We need stuff to kill off enemies. Blood Hex, I already got enough. This is a card exclusively for Minotaurs. Same here. So, yeah. Good stuff. Finally. Let's use patch wounds in between the rooms so we get some HP. Sometimes the game wants you to suffer. I'm down. I don't mind suffering. Alrighty. So, Fat Jinx on my hand. And I'm going to keep that hypnotized until the very end of the turn. Going to slap this guy as hard as possible. And fail at all the resistance throws yet again. Oh man, I hate it when that happens. Okay. So, let's hope I won't be dying out of that. This could be already enough to just finish me off, but we'll see. So, lose HP for Find Familiar, whatever. So, let's see. Rat's Bite, Scorpion's Sting, Spider's Web. I'd say Spider is pretty fitting to me. So, Craft Spider's Web. What's that thing? Vulnerability and Entanglement. Entanglement is great. That's only a chance of disabling the enemy, but it is a chance. I've had way better experiences with that than I assumed originally. Oh, come on, dude! What's wrong with you? Jeez. Stop resisting me. It's damn rude. Alright. There we go. So now, this turn, we're going to see a ton of attacks on us. And, well, Command Familiar feels like the most useless skill there, but I should just keep it on my hand more often. It unravels into action points. Just noticed that for the first time. So we incapacitate that guy. We're hopefully going to slap out that guy. Why do I deal 19 damage all of a sudden? And why can't I do that more often, please? So, Spooder's Web all over the place, and let's see. Bet it's reinforcement time. No, not yet. Alright. Yay! Look at that! I'm able to survive yet another fight somehow, but I have no clue how the hell I'm supposed to survive the next fight. So let's see if I'm able to rest up this time. So, I don't feel tired yet. Why are you not feeling tired? You're at the brink of death. Why? Seriously? The hell? Why are you not feeling tired yet, you fool? Oh, okay, great. Good. So, well... Is that really necessary to make it that hard? I don't feel like it should be. Try to skip time, yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's bad news for RimWorld there, man. Let's see if we can survive that mess somehow. So we drop Entangle on these guys. They have a 50% chance to lose their turn due to that. This is way more powerful than it looks in the first place. So, but I really want to get rid of that stupid Ghoul's Bite chance here. I hate Ghoul's Bite. So, let's use our Campfire. Yeah, well, can't change to get bitten there, I guess. Oh, well, whatever. Oh, we killed him off somehow with Retribution or what? I don't know. Doesn't matter. It worked. That's all that counts for me. So, let's do some Astral Missile Bombardment. More Spooder Webs on that guy, and let's see. Yeah, Festering Wound, just like you hated. Giving us all the nasties. Alright, this guy is now practically fully disabled. So it's only worth killing him off now, and not disabling him further with more weakness. So, oh yeah, Find Familiar is something that I need to get rid of now. True that. Yeah, I think it is like that, Aikishi. I think it is, yeah, and who doesn't hate melodies now? So, let's see. Listerinos, and I win. Great. I even have more HP, and I get a level up. Hell yeah. Great. So, continue the journey. Wow, that's the fastest level 2 that I've ever pulled off here. So let's see, the Noctum Novitiate's Amulet, Clairvoyance 1. What's Clairvoyance? Remove the top one card from your draw pile, choose and draw one, then discard the rest. Cool, but not necessarily what I want to have here. Let's see. The old ways. Okay, Clairvoyance seems to be a bigger thing for our entire career. Alter appearance, yeah, alright, so we take that. Also increases the vulnerability and bewitch effects, and that's pretty massive. And this thing is for free, and it adds in more versatility into my deck. I think that's a great thing to have. Alrighty. So it basically transforms into a new card each turn, and what's not to like about that? Here we go. Also, being able to bewitch somebody 2 turns is freaking massive. Because that means he's now disabled double as long. And for me, that's extremely valuable. There we go. That means I can't ignore this guy for yet another turn. It's pretty big. As big as it can be. So, Find Familiar should be out of the deck now. Alright. How the hell is this thing still able to survive? Yeah, I just wanted to ask. Alright, let's see. I have a good feeling that we're able to take down this guy this turn. Hell yeah. So now we're getting into motion. Level 2 is usually where things take off, you know. And let's see. 2 cards for us to pick. Bind. Coven 1. What the hell is Coven? Exhaust the first active witch you control. Okay. I don't have any witches to exhaust, but that sounds fascinating. So, possible futures. Strain -1, -2, craft 2 random cards. Viper's Strike, Primal, Acid Damage, Festering. And if you're a druid, it also weakens, but we're definitely going to pick up that thing. And yeah, well, Bind ain't that interesting, but at the first glance, but it's also a Bewitch 2 card, and Bewitch is just amazing. It doesn't work on everybody, yeah, but beyond that, it's just amazing. And I only get 1 LP per turn, alright? The fat times are over. So, higher difficulty really shows on many ways, so we're not able to pull this card off at the beginning. So, Viper's Strike or Bind. I think I'm going to pick up Bind, because bewitching and destroying enemies is... Destroy was bound to the current HP. Right. So, here we go. We want Bind, and Bind goes for Witchcraft. As you see, I'm no longer able to progress that easily in this difficulty level. And I like that. I certainly do. Because this gives everything a little bit more meaning, and we're not going to be able to breeze through the entire content like we were before. So I'm going to farm another round here in Rivermore, because obviously I'm not able to get past there. I would be able to go into the Butcher of Rivermore dungeon, but I want to see myself perform a little bit more before I go for a unique challenge. So, let's see how that'll all play out. I really love the Pounce. This is a great thing. The Chained Vampire. So, we're definitely going to free the vampire. So, that gives Karma plus. Yeah, well, I mean, we're not against Karma, we're against Order, I guess. So what up next? A small settlement. Well, going to buy some rations, but that's it. Some cat food. A nomad caravan. Piss off. We're not going to trade with these. I'm an evil witch. So, a bunch of goblins. I got tons of bewitching fun on my hand. So, well, I don't need that card. So, let's do this. Alright, this guy is only stunned, so we're... Alright. Bewitching is awesome, because this makes the enemy work for me instead of against me. Why is Find Familiar still in here? Didn't I put it down? Must have. Yeah, I forgot to. Oh, I removed Command Familiar for sure. That must have been what happened there. So I'm going to put in one more copy of Shapeshift, because I start to really like that a lot. It's basically free regeneration and stuns, so what's not to like about that? Alrighty, so this guy is still working for us. We got to take care of these guys. So, oh, 6 cents, why not? There we go. Works, doesn't it? Awesome. I really like this build now. So, like, I feel like starting decks are always struggling a little bit harder than usual in higher difficulty levels. Oh, great. Wait a sec. I still have that in my deck, have I? Well, Ash, see you soon, man. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging around, man. Appreciate it. So, am I... No, I'm not pressing the wrong button there. Alright, I just drafted Garbo. Alright. So, aura reading to slap on some more vulnerability. Very important. Makes your astral missile go really boom, you know. There we go. Lovely. And there's a ton of disables on my hand now, so... Cat Witch is in motion. Another Scourge, yeah, Essence, that's one thing. Induce Hypnosis, another Bewitch. So I want that. Bewitching is so far my my key ability, so... Let's loot that kid, and we're going to look for tracks, come on. I'm strong enough to take down a couple of assassins. Ceremonial Hat. Restore 1 AP, heal 2 HP, Hexwood. Yes, please. Wonderful. Finally some stuff here, you know. So can that thing level up? As you see right now, it does cost 1 AP and give 1 AP, but once it's leveled out, it'll give more. Awesome. Witch has a hat now. What can possibly go wrong? So, spiderweb, patch wounds, or, well, don't need it right now. Whatever. So, let's try to control the enemy. This guy is now working for us. No longer against us. Scourge is hidden like a truck. I like that. I'm going to throw away patch wounds. I don't need that right now. Rather have a lot of cards on my hand. So local gossip, that's a funny card. You can use 10 gold to pay off that chick, and then she's gone, you know. So, well, let's see how hard he'll hurt himself. Not too hard. Yeah, well, okay, he killed himself off. Great. So, yay, loot! More loot! Lootington! Alright, so, well, nothing we want to have here right now, but that's okay. Another grimoire. Aura reading, no thanks. Ravenous bite, only good for a weirad. Unwilling transformation, wild frenzy. Crap. That's just sucky cards all the way down. Auto heal equipped are, oh yeah, they are great. I like them too. This auto regeneration in the background is just one of my favorite ways of keeping my my business under control. By the way, this is truly terrible because I got almost no controlling effects. No, I have no controlling effects, and everybody of these little suckers wants to whack me. So we really have to do something about that. Alright, hopefully survive that crappy turn. We'll see about that. He lost a turn, he lost a turn. That's the power of entanglement. It's only a 50% chance, but every time I played with entanglement in the past, I was positively surprised about how mighty it felt in the long run. So he resisted the Bewitch. How naughty. Damn it. I don't even want more healing effects right now. Command Familiar. Well, yeah, give me an Astral Missile. Why not? Punch that guy into concealment. That's okay for me. Yeah, I'll toss away the healing card. I don't need that right now. So single combat usually is a combination of flanking and attacking, if I'm not mistaken. So my Spooter is dying. Or single combat attacking one of my... Yeah, that's dual. Enemy picks a random ally. Ah, that's what it does. That's why my other allies died. Can't remember if this was a thing always. Feel like I'm seeing that for the first time, but with this game, you never know. It might have been around all the time. I merely wasn't able to see it. Wouldn't be the first time. So, hey, Lewis, welcome. Happy to see you, man. Well, my weekend was pretty great, actually. We had some good family time. I just didn't feel as well as I wanted to feel, but, well... I'm getting better this week, for sure. So... Damn it. I think we're going to get into reinforcement mode here. Yup. Ah, well, whatever. It ain't that much of a big deal at this point. Because I'm just really powerful enough to control the entirety of the situation there. Unless I forget that I get fatigued if I do stuff too often. Whatever. We got the bewitching going on them. Everything will be fine. So, let's see. Command Familiar. Well, starting to like that less and less. Mostly because it feels like a card that just hangs around in my hand, not doing much. I mean, sure, I can let it decay into action points, and for now, actually, that's a pretty okay way to use it. By the way, patch points is also usable for my allies. Just remembered. Pounds. Like that. Hope you guys had a great weekend too, by the way. You're always so nice and asking about how I am. I hope you guys are well too. Goes out for everybody out there, of course. So we survived that, and gotta keep that Spooter alive, man. It's a very, very good familiar. And as you see here, I'm also leveling up its active ability. And this is it's pretty rough, you know. Entangle 5. That's 5 turns chance to lose your action 50% of the time. I'll talk about that. It's a pretty powerful thing. And I can do that every turn. What is the second value in the upper right corner that appears on some kind? Upper right. You talking about this one here? If so, that's the requirement of a certain skill level to be able to use that card. So these guys are extremely resilient against Bewitching. God. So the left one is the cost, and the right one is the skill requirement. Alright. So my poor little spider is suffering damage yet again. Enemy does some healing, but I don't care. So, at least my healing card has now a fixed usage, you know. Alright, we got that. And I felt like it was a great idea to do that dungeon twice. Maybe I'll run it even a third time, because I feel so damn weak. But it's getting better. So, Foresight, Defend, Resolve, Craft 1 Witchcraft card. Oh. Not that interested. Weaken, the Enfeeblement so far is one of my more useful cards. Crowbeak Talisman. So if the enemy is doomed, I get to draw a card. Well, Doom creates ghoul minions for me. Not the worst thing. Truly not the worst thing. But for now, we take another usage of Enfeeblement and we pick up that Talisman. I mean, why not? Might be not the worst thing. Alright, so, let's see. Did I gather up enough perk points to do something with that? The answer is, of course, no. And, well... As far as I feel tempted to go for the Butcher of Rivermore, I think I'm going to go for another tour. Well, whatever, we're going to do this. This should be fine. Well, I got a lot of stuns, don't I? Alright, so this is a huge fight, and that's why I was a little bit unwilling to do this, but we're going to be fine. So first, we're going to charm the ghouls to work on our side. First steps first. Then we're going to slap some spiderweb on the top of each and everybody there. There's one ghoul left that I wasn't able to take out there yet. So let's focus that guy a bit and run out of action points. Damn it. That's of course one thing that I didn't take into account there. Whatever. They're going crazy against each other. No problem, Lewis. No problem. I'm always happy if you guys ask. So, let's see. Let's toss more spider web on top of these guys, because that's damn important. Bleed and Venom is probably the most useless thing ever against these guys, so... Not quite sure how I'm supposed to kill these guys. But everything will come together at some point, I guess. Worst case scenario, I let them kill each other, you know. So far, that works pretty decently. Not. Alright, I think I might have again killed myself. Isn't that a tragedy? I think I just overestimated the punching power of me. But we'll see. Let's see. It ain't over until it's over, I say. But yeah, this looks pretty bad. So yeah, I'm getting into Pariah mode here bit by bit. And it ain't easy, that's for sure. That's the killing blow, isn't it? But it's fun. It's fun. It's really fun to be needing to do some strategizing. And don't worry, we're not gone here. So as you see here, it only costs me 40 of my tokens to reset to retry that, and what? This dungeon is now gone? Look at that. It ain't here anymore. Okay. Whatever. I'm not asking any questions. I'm just going to take it as it is. So we learned out of that. This deck needs a lot of other goodies before it will qualify for the one-shot dungeons. That's definitely the lesson out of that. So, undead are entirely resistant against bewitching. That sucks. Luckily, we can still do a few of our tricks on that. So I really need more acid damage and the like to be able to deal with undead enemies. Astral damage works as well pretty decently, as we see, but I really need more direct ways of dealing with these guys, because it's really turning into a problem that I don't have a good answer for, and that's not good. Need an answer for situations like these, a more reliable one. Because it's nice and dandy to disable these guys. What cards activate the synergies? Well, first off, let us define what you mean with synergy. When you mean this blue arrow thingy with synergy, then it's, well, it's best explained like that. Everything which can apply the effect can be the carrier of that effect. But some things are just not able to carry the effect, and therefore they don't work. That's why they don't synergize. Sometimes it doesn't work like that, but in the most scenarios you can apply the wackiest of effects on every card. It's like most of the time it just works like that. If you mean something else with synergy, please let me know. So Astral Lash, the most interesting part about that is the portion that it makes vulnerable, so we pick that up. Vulnerability is a nice way of getting our thing done here. So we got a lot of venomous critters, and well, the future of the series will be absolutely in this difficulty level. I have so much more fun now with that. So Stun did trigger, Bewitch didn't. Too bad. Bewitch didn't trigger here either. So, wow. Chances below 40%, and they just succeeded every single row. I hate it when that happens, but sometimes it is as it is. So we're getting envenomed, and envenomed really sucks, you know. This is a lot of damage per turn that we now have to last through, simply said. But luckily, this is not really a big issue for my character class. I'm pretty good at lasting through damage, actually. Better than I expected to be, that's for sure. Okay, we entangled these guys. I got Rule of the 3 on my hand. I got another... Well, let's patch the wounds of the speeder. Why not? Something like Fury and Multicast don't work together, even if you have a synergy. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. There are a couple of edge cases that just don't interact with each other, but, well, if there is no good reason for it not to interact, it usually does interact. No, that doesn't really answer the question in an easy way, but I hope it'll help you. So I think we are one turn away from reinforcement mode, so I'll be better killing off this guy. I hope it will work, that is. So, there we go. That's what I wanted to say. Sometimes you have to use your familiar a little bit more offensively, don't you? Alright, so these synergy things, they are, as a matter of fact, I think one of the most confusing parts of the game. I think this is where you can really confuse yourself quite easily with. So, the Imp Warrior wants to do single combat. We want to stop that. Bleeding Strike also sucks quite hard to be the victim of, so let's see. I'd say I want a Bewitching on this guy. There we go. Works. Although it ain't the best idea to do the Bewitching on the frontmost enemy, because every AoE effect tends to aim at the front, from the frontmost enemy into the back line. So if you actually want to apply your debuffs the smartest, or your disables, you better wait for as long as possible. So action points are a big problem right now of my character. I constantly feel like I'm too low on action points. Aura reading straight out pisses me off because it's just too costly. And we got another case of single combat, but we are able to avert that. Awesome. So this guy is dying from negative status. Wonderful. Let's toss another spider's web above these people and see what will happen. So yeah, we get an attack in, but could be worse, couldn't it? So let's see. Patch wounds, another application. No thanks, I don't need it. But with synergy, you can kill enemies with healing. Yeah, you can all manner of wacky things with that. Alright, let's jinx the hell out of the frontliner there. He's resisting every single application. Wonderful. No further questions. Damn it. So, we're going to bewitch that guy then. I think that's the best way to deal with that situation. So, sadly, these guys are lasting way too long for my taste, and it's only... I bet that we are only one turn away from reinforcements, so let's see that we can kill off that last mouthy guy here. So here we go. So here, that's what I wanted to have. Healing before the spider. Wonderful. So we're searching the body, of course. And, well, I'm not going to look for tracks, because usually you trigger a harder fight than the regular stuff. And therefore, a little bit careful here. Oh, look at us! Finally finding a weapon! Huh. Yay! So, the Moon Orb is a offhanded item, but it serves as a weapon and a card draw mechanic at the same time. It even empowers my astral attacks during the night. Good stuff. So, I'm almost close, almost at the next level up.
This is terrible.
Yeah, I know. They really don't look too nice, don't they? So, let's see. I'm going to pounce on that backliner. Draw myself a card. Let's see. Sixth Sense is pretty cool, but I don't want that right now. So, we're going to focus this guy. Let's see. Can I bewitch that guy? Amazing. Alright. Now let's see. This didn't work, sadly. No, I'm out of action points, of course. Damn it. Yeah, I do have the ability to whip up a lot of actions per turn. That's one thing that I really didn't know in the first place when I started out this character. So... Command Familiar, I'm going to let that dissolve into fresh action points for me. So, here, I got a pounce for that fella. And, well, Aura Reading. I'm going to get rid of Aura Reading. The spell is just too costly for my current situation, just like I anticipated. It's pretty cool to have this card draw mechanic and all, yes, but I'll prefer the Effigy of Pain that I can use now. Right. There we go. Yeah, Lewis, this whole, like I said, the whole synergy path is among the most confusing things in this game. Don't worry. It took me also quite a while to understand how these things work, and until this very day, I'm still not entirely sure every time if something does work with it with in synergy or not. And like 90% of the time, I still do the trial and error method, you know? So don't worry about that. We are all going through that. So this guy is pretty deado. Or at least he's looking like that, but actually we're not able to kill him off that easily, so here we go. It's like you bandage the wound so menacingly when the enemy knives are made for your heart failure. Actually, that's way too kind of you to say. I just love this game, and I feel like it really deserves more audience in general. Sure, it has still weak spots, and there's still a lot to be ironed out, but this is the only game where I can play a weird cat witch if I want to. And it is even fun to play that. It's not only possible, it is also fun. One of Unspoken Horrors. Oh, what's that? Venom, burn, deal damage, and draw cards if you kill off something with that. This is a card with uses, limited uses. Primitive weaponry. Fluorid pendulum. Rally spirit. Oh, okay. Another copy of Sixth Sense. Dang it. This is so I don't like my options, okay? So we're going to pick up the Pendulum and the Wand of Unspoken Horrors, but altogether, the rewards suck, okay? I don't like them. So I'm level 2 now. Only one fight away from the next level up, so we should be okay with that. So Riverpine Keep is totally way to go. Okay, Dwarven Novice Acolyte, and okay, so I'm starting to get a certain pattern into my fighting, you know. So here, Benefactor Poison. What's that actually? So benefit to all their allies. So. Alright, he wants to poison the weapons of his buddies, so we're going to stop that. I really don't want him to do that. There we go. And now that last guy will be weakened and crippled until there's only 1 point of damage left in his array there. There we go. Deal 1-1 light damage. Boom. Don't hurt me so hard. So, what are we going to do next? Effigy of Pain, hell yeah. So let's see. Astral Lash dealing 13 damage instead of the 3, it says, alright.
Level up.
Yes, been waiting for that. So, what are we going to pick up? Chloe, target witch ally. We don't have any witch allies. I'm a loner. I'm a lone loner. Hermetic Studies. Astral Affinity, pretty useful. Herbal Lore, Alter Appearance, Night Song. So, holy crap, look at this thing. Night Song is pretty cool. This is really good. I mean, it doesn't cost me anything to cast that. 0. It lowers the strain, it gives me clairvoyance, and if I ever get it to level 8, it even gives me draw a card. Very, very powerful. Very, very tempted. Inhuman Resilience. Inhuman Strength. Sturdy. Heightened Reflexes. So, this is a tough one. As much as I want the Night Song, I really want to go for Heightened Reflexes first. Because, you know, like I always say, the total amount of action points is just so freaking strong that I love to go for that. And if I saw that correctly, I even increased my my action points per turn there. So Affliction goes now to level 2 because I want that. It's just too good. And this allows me also to add in the Viper Strike alongside with new other fine things. So let's see, is there right now I can remove the Rule of the Three. It ain't really important for me. It's not really getting me anywhere, and I feel like most of the time I just leave that card on my hand. Same goes for Command Familiar. Maybe one day this will be useful when my witchy skills are better, but for the time being they are not. So at first I didn't know there were equipment slots for cloaks and armors. Yo, I know. Whole equipment thing is pretty complicated, isn't it? So, we got ourselves leveled up. I mean, at the first glance, we didn't really change much now. Really not. But, in the long run, this does mean a lot. Because the more action points, the better. Period. So, gimme rations. Damn it, I pressed the wrong button. I wanted to buy rations, whatever. So, illusory copy, resistance against bewitching. No! So, well, everything else can be bewitched, so we have to punch down the mimic first, right? Punch the mimic! So, I mean, I do have a lot of damaging abilities by this point. So, let's see. And let's toss the spider's web above everything, and yeah. As you see here, patch wounds gets less and less necessary, used, however you want to call it. It's a good sign. For now, I still keep it, because I do like the fact that I can heal my ally with that. That's for me right now the major benefit of that. Oh, come on, you. Can't we kill you with some overspill damage? Jeez. How effing annoying. Well. There we go. And more Spooter. I like the spider, thingy. Ugh, Lament sucks so hard, but whatever. Hope we're going to be able to kill these guys off before they go into reinforcement mode. Because actually, I'm quite afraid that I'm just taking way too long here. So, let's get ourselves into action. There we go. That's looking good. So Lament, I need to play that card now, because it only gets worse and worse the longer you keep it. So we're not going to look for tracks yet another time. I don't feel that brave with my character right now.
This is terrible.
This is terrible. Bunch of dwarves. This is pretty good. They're going to fall for our cat-like looks. Alright, so... Is there any... There's no hard crowd control on my hand here right now. All damage. Crap. So we're going to try to disable the last guy. Let's see. These two guys have entanglement. This guy wants to shield. My personal favorite approach is if I can't control them, I'm trying to piss them off hard enough until they either do something else or disable them hard enough until they only deal 1-to-1 damage at this point anymore. I really like that one too. It's very satisfying to see that an enemy only deals 1-to-1 points of damage anymore. So, that guy's bewitched. Let's see. I really feel like I could use some more damage over time effects. That's one thing I feel like lacking. Bleeding, poison, burning, anything. I don't know. Would take anything at this point. So, here we go. Slap the living hell out of them. Blisters is pretty good. I mean, big problem that right now is that I had no access whatsoever to a shop as of yet. So we were locked out of every shopping option in the game so far. So it's okay. We're playing with a discount deck here, so I think that's fine. Grimoire, Hecate's Teachings, Trinket, Gain Type Witch, no thanks. Nausea, oh boy, Vulnerability and Stun. Yes, oh that's so good. Let's make them rich.
This is terrible.
This is terrible. Indeed. We cannot let these lock trappers do their thing. I hate lock trapping. So, this guy dared to resist. He's now stunned. And, alright, got this. So I can now focus entirely on the frontliner. Good thing. As you see here, the shape-shifting is really awesome. The availability of that stun is really, really important. That pounce did a lot of heavy lifting for me. Wish our skill points could influence our status effects. Yeah, I know. I don't know if that would be too OP, but I know what you're talking about. So, 6 sets, by the way, was a real power play card this run so far. So, what up next? We're going to take out this guy, I'd say. There goes. I only got 6 more action points left, so wasn't able to hypnotize that sucker. Oh, well, let's pounce him. And I'm going to discard the Effigy of Pain. I want to conserve my action points a little bit more smartly now. So, Log Trap. There is quite a nice amount of oomph behind my actions now. Gotta say.
This is terrible.
It really went better with the time. So we have 2 treasure chests that want to play nasty on us. And let's do the 6th sense. Let's see. I was able to bewitch the Scorp. That's great. One of them is incapacitated. It's even better. And let's see. One of these guys. I'm not convinced that I can't do anything against that, but maybe I'm wrong. No. Of course not. Yay! Illusory copy just sucks if they do that, okay? That's why I focus so hard into not letting that happen. They just copy themselves. And enemy attempts to summon a -1 level illusory copy of themselves. They only can use that once per combat. And that's already annoying enough. You don't need more to piss me off, you know? So I'm really trying at any costs to not let that happen. Here, take that. Take a pounce. Boom. So, Ghosty Dude is gone, and we got everybody under control here, so we can now slap up the Lament. Wonderful. Everything's under control. Alright, so I want to kill off this sucker this turn. Or at least convince him to do something else with his time. Alright, this guy wasn't able to be pulled off to my side. So we're going to weaken the hell out of this fella. So gotta take good care of my spider before it dies. Would be a shame. So, I think I have to win this this turn. That's actually the reason why I did risk the well-being of my spider. Can't you please just die now? Thank you. So, let's see. I only got 5 more action points left, so we're working here on a budget. So 1 action point left. I want to heal my spider just to make sure it doesn't get killed by the Scorp. It would be really nasty to lose my level 8 familiar at this point only because I got greedy. Everything worked out fine. Alright, so what do we get there? A silver dagger. Well, not that interested, honestly. Lucid dream. Lose HP? Clairvoyance, or draw, or... What? I need that. I mean, I don't have esotericism at this point, but this is massive. It's only 3 HP costs, and I always get to restore 3 AP, which is massive, and I get to choose either to go clairvoyant or draw cards for 0 cost. That's the stuff you need, man. That's really good. Oh, well, Silver Dagger is free attacks, free stuff, but I don't want to. It's not my... I want witchy weapons. And Stillness, yeah, why not? I mean, I'm going to add Stillness into the deck because it does give me AP back. It lowers strain, and that's working against my problems now. Alrighty, so... let's see. We're going to leave our cat witch at this point for today's session. I think it's a great start to be at, and we're going to continue that. I really see that the Pariah mode is a lot harder than the Conquest mode, and I'm happy about that, because this means my whole decision making has a lot more meaning. And yeah, so everybody, leave me a comment down below. We're going to continue this series, of course, as soon as possible. Leave me a thumbs up, leave me a subscription if you haven't done so already. Check out the playlist link in the description box. If you missed the stream and you want to catch it live next time, check out Twitter, check out Discord. That's where I announce all that stuff. By the way, it's Roguelike Monday. I always play roguelike stuff at Monday. I mean, Erannorth is safe scummable, but I do play it mostly like a roguelike, as you saw there. Whatever. Last but not least, PayPal, Patreon are 2 things that I want to nudge you carefully towards, because as a full-time free content creator, I can use all the help that I can get, my friends. So, see you all in the next stream, and have a wonderful day until then. Bye-bye.